Why depict the Eleanor Cross? Well, in a way you could argue, why wouldn't you want to depict it? But really, artists are busy people and had to be selective with their subject matter, as to depict such a feat of architecture takes time. Of course, there is any number of reasons, and without direct answers from each artist, you wouldn't know for sure. But I would argue that the following are quite likely reasons for why they chose to illustrate the Northampton Cross. Firstly, and possibly the most obvious reason, is that the artwork may be a commission, like the engravings included in the Beauties publication, though that is not to say that the artists can't have had their own motivations for depicting the cross. Secondly, the motive for the cross's creation. King Edward I had the crosses constructed in memory of his beloved wife Eleanor, and this act of romantic devotion is certainly something that could have captured the artist's interest, as well as be of interest to the potential audiences for their art. Thirdly, artists often have a fascination with historical monuments and ruins. These artists were portraying the cross over 500 years after its construction, and even without its history, it would have been an interesting architectural phenomenon for them to record. Fourthly, the artists have put a considerable amount of skill and time into depicting this style of sculptural architecture. By doing this, the artists would likely have recognised the skill taken over the original crosses, and in a way, their detailed depictions pay homage to the craftsmen who originally made the cross. And lastly, it is something that many of us do. The artists may have chosen to depict it as part of their sightseeing, wanting to capture the places around them in visual form, as a memento for their visit or to record where they have been. Ultimately, it is down to the individual artist, and thanks to their individuality, the Eleanor crosses in our collection are all unique artistic impressions. So, to conclude our tour of these Eleanor Cross pictures, we can now learn what each artist felt was most important in their composition's construction, the rough date of when they were created, and their level of realism or artistic license without even needing to look at the label. Thanks for listening.